Hello, welcome to H2O for Sale. Today we'll be talking about water privatization. Did you know that investor-owned utilities typically charge 59% more for water service than local government utilities? According to foodandwaterwatch.org, water privatization is when private corporations purchase or operate public water utilities. Private for-profit companies typically charge households an average of $501 a year for 60,000 gallons of water, about $185 at low-income neighborhoods. Water privatization is an issue that is happening globally. Water privatization impacts different regions in very different ways, often hitting the global south low-income communities the hardest. Devastating effects that happen in the global south are waste dumping and sewage leakages into water bodies that supply poor communities. In countries such as Brazil, privatization has led to lower distribution of water in the country's poorer areas, according to Jacobin.com. Between 2000 and 2015, water municipalization, a process by which a city, region, or national government terminates or refuses to renew water concessions, leases, or management contracts with private companies in order to bring back under public control. Countries like South Africa and Uruguay, the wave of privatizations have extreme consequences, such as extreme prices that poor people can't afford. Some consequences that this issue had were in South Africa, some municipalities saw improved service delivery, but affordability and access remained major concerns in low-income areas. And Bolivia's experience with water privatization led to dramatic price hikes and mass protests. Residents and consumers are impacted by the issue because they use water for everyday things such as drinking, cooking, washing, and etc. Privatization has gained more attention throughout the years. Some of the reasons for the changing public perceptions are Flint, Michigan, where the water contamination scandal highlighted failures in water governance. California droughts raised concern over water bottling by private companies like Nestle during shortages. And Cape Town, South Africa faced a zero-day water crisis, sparking debates about equity in infrastructure. Water privatization can lead to job losses. This is because at times service and water quality are put to risk due to understaffing. Also, as a result, these layoffs can be devastating not only to the workers and their families, but also to consumers.
According to Food is Power, you can help contribute by radically reducing your dietary water consumption by going vegan, because growing plant foods requires far less water than producing animal products. And you could also make a difference by not buying bottled water and boycotting companies such as Nestle and Coca-Cola, whose water privatization schemes hurt people and the environment. Another good alternative is deprivatization and or remunicipalization, which is the process of bringing privatized services back under public control. With this, there has been 835 successful remunicipalization cases in 45 countries, of which 267 were in the water sector in 37 countries. This has benefited over 100 million people. This growing movement shows that public management can be fairer and more effective alternative to privatization. You can use media tools to advocate against water privatization. Such as reduced accountability, compromised water quality, poor service, and higher bills. You could also use the media to promote public water benefits by showcasing the advantages of publicly owned water systems, including democratic control, affordability, and transparency. Online Petitions can also help gather public support and build a database of concerned citizens. Educating the community about water privatization could also help with decision making and protecting public interests. Allow residents to understand the potential impacts of privatizations, including higher costs, reduced water quality, and diminished community control, and will equip them with knowledge to advocate for their needs and participate in the decision-making process with everybody. That way, they have a say to what they want. We can start by explaining what it is and explain the potential drawbacks that water privatization may have. Including examples from the community or region will help illustrate the potential impacts of privatization. You can use case studies from different communities to help show what they experienced and the outcomes that they had to face. Monitoring the contents of water privatization is beneficial because it ensures that water private companies to establish standards and regulations regarding water quality and availability. This will ensure that public health and safety is protected. This relates to reduced access to safe water and sanitation because, according to Food and Water Watch, privatization can lead to higher water prices, making it unaffordable for low-income communities, despite the promises of improved water quality and services. It also relates to climate change because with the rising sea levels and altered rainfall patterns, it reduces water availability in many regions around the world. And that's according to Jacobin. Although there are some barriers to solving this issue, I believe that we can prevent this by working together. One last thing is, water is a human right. Speak up, show up, stand together, because where we protect our water, we protect our future. Now that's it for H2O for sale. Thank you guys for listening.